What up, YouTube? This is TalbyReacts, aka Steven Talbert. Today is kind of a special day. I'm going to talk about Deadpool, which came out Valentine's Day, and I got to see it tonight, opening day, unquotely. And I kind of want to give you kind of my opinions, kind of my thoughts about Deadpool. Why is it important? And kind of critiquing the film. I am going to get into spoilers. Be warned, spoilers will be talked about. So kind of going into kind of why is Deadpool important? Why should you guys care about Deadpool? A couple things. First, it is pretty much the first superhero film that we've seen from Marvel or DC. So any big comic book people that have made superhero films, it's the first time they have ever made a rated R film, and that's from different movie companies as well. We've seen, I think there's like one or two. I think like Watchmen, I think could be considered a superhero rated R film, but this is the first time a major, a major character that we know has made into a rated R film, and I think Deadpool is the perfect character to put into a rated R film. So that is one aspect. The second aspect is also kind of relates with the first. Is I think this is going to be the first time, with also it becoming the first film, I think it's also going to be one of the first major big successes as a rated R film. If you look at like Thursday's box office, you can see like it made $12 million, which is gigantic. Like it's pretty big. It beat out like Hangover 2. It broke that record, and it's going to definitely make way more than Hangover did. And this is where I think it's predicted to make like $70 million. And so, which is crazy to think about. And it's super exciting because we get to see more rated R, probably more rated R films in the near future because we're definitely going to get a Deadpool 2 and probably more different other films. So, like, I wouldn't mind seeing like a darker Batman. Oh, so many different type of things because I think there is room to do a rated R type superhero film. And I think it's cool because I think what people don't understand about these rated R superhero films, it stops them. So there's a couple things that were really interesting, like how does a superhero approach sex? Because it really, if you look at most superhero films, like Marvel goes away from it, like it does not touch it at all. In Deadpool, it touches it a lot. And there was other aspects like violence, like most Marvel movies and also DC type films, they have strayed away from really heavy duty violence, and this one it really did. They cut off a head. They shot. There was this really cool scene where they pretty much shot, and this bullet goes through 3 or 4 different guys. Very bloody, although it doesn't deserve. I think it was banned in China for its gore or for its being really violent film. I don't think it's that violent. It's definitely not. I would say, in kind of going with the rated R, I don't think it's as over the top as a lot of people would think it could be. I think that's one credit you have to give Tim Miller, the director, credit. Like it walked a really narrow line. Like it couldn't be too chaotic because I think they really wanted it to work with the XMen type films. So yeah, we'll see. And I'm going to talk about the XMen kind of moving forward, kind of going into the film. So yeah, that's kind of why you should appreciate Deadpool and what it's doing. This is kind of the spoiler aspect of this video. So first, I love Deadpool. I agree with a lot of people about this film. I think it did an awesome job. I would definitely say it's one of the better, it was one of the better like intro character type films. It beat out Captain America, it beat out Thor. And I think you put it in the upper echelon of Avengers type, Marvel type movies. In that Iron Man / Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe a little bit less kind of where that Winter Soldier was. So this movie is good. So kind of what makes it up the hallmark of this film? Like honestly, it was Ryan Reynolds. Like he nails this video. It's interesting to think about Ryan Reynolds. He is probably the perfect choice for Deadpool. He is very witty. He's a good comedian. You could see it. There's a lot of questions about him. Like, did he pull a lot of stuff? Um, how much of it was ad-libbed and stuff like that? How much did he say it by himself? I think it would be amazing to think about it and cool stuff to pull out. But he does a great job as Deadpool, and much respect to him because honestly, I was a fan of actually Green Lantern. I really liked what he did in Green Lantern, and that's actually where I got a lot of respect for him. And although I don't think Green Lantern lived up to its potential because of the rewriting and stuff, and I definitely would say it wasn't Ryan Reynolds' fault. And I think what was cool if you watch Ryan Reynolds is just how he loves nerd culture and how he loves like when he was Green Lantern, how he loved everything that surrounded Green Lantern. When he was Deadpool right now, how he does that. Like I think if you looked at like Halloween pictures, like he dressed up as Deadpool. Like he really wants that persona, and I think it's going to fit him really well. I think he can use that in the future, and we'll be interested to see what he does with it, kind of moving forward with that. And so he does a good job. And I think the characters around him do a good job. His love interest, Vanessa, she does a great job. The barkeep, who is his best friend, does a good job as well. I think the characters that are around Deadpool work really well with him. And so we see that doing really well. I think the creation of Deadpool is pretty interesting. I like that how they use like this secret organization that basically take rejects or people that didn't like. There was a reason like they were like let go. They did a lot of shady stuff. It was cool that that's what they did. Like they would bring these people in, torture them, and try to mutate them. And so I think it really gives the character of Deadpool a really intense story. I think one interesting thing about Deadpool is like he suffers from like multiple personalities and stuff like that, which is kind of the thing that they struggle with doing per se. Like they kind of mentioned like breaking like the fourth view, or I don't know, the fourth wall per se, and it's that idea of like in a sense, in terms of filmmaking, it's like the person talking to like the like people knowing that like a movie is existing and knowing just what's going on. Like that's kind of the charm of actually Deadpool the comic. Like Deadpool almost thought it was like he's inside a comic unto itself. And I think that's what's kind of cool about this movie. Hopefully they do it a lot better and do it more intense in the second film, which I can see that's what they're going to try to probably do. And so that's exciting to see. So that's cool. I think kind of moving on, I think where I had problems with this film was kind of the villain. Like any great Marvel film, these Marvel villains suck. They are terrible. I think Ajax is in that category. Ajax is a decent villain. It makes sense why to use him. Like he fits kind of the entire Deadpool story, but he just doesn't. He's not like the big baddie. And I think we'll see it more in the second Deadpool film. I think that you can see him maybe going after the truly evil senator guy, but also could be kind of the comedy of this film. Like it's like it is a superhero film, but it is a superhero film that makes fun of itself. And so like why not just have villains that are not great? And that's kind of funny unto itself if you think about it. Yeah, and so I think you would do a lot better if it used villains, but I don't discredit that movie. Kind of moving on, there's also the XMen factor. This movie was made by Fox, and so they do own XMen. And so because of that, they want to make sure they're both in the same universe, trying to make sure, you gotta advertise the X-Men movie and stuff like that, kind of in a really weird way. But I think that those two characters, like Colossus and the really long name, the Teenage Mutant Warhead or something like that, which is they probably just dug that character just for comedy in the sense of that name. But it's cool that they put them together. You definitely tell kind of play their cards, like they really want Deadpool to take off. And I think I've heard reports is they want to make this X-Force, which is like Deadpool plus X-Men together. And I think that's what we're going to get probably in the near future is this combination, which would be awesome because Deadpool can definitely be kind of more like the Iron Man of the X-Men, like, you know, the Robert Downey Jr. for the X-Men, and I think that'd be awesome. And I think Deadpool really works well with this current Deadpool works well with the X-Men, and so we'll see. So those are the kind of the aspects I think. Kind of breaking into my next event. This is kind of Talby Wonders per se. This is what I kind of say. This is what I'm thinking. Guys, what do you guys think about this movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I always like to hear good opinions about it. Personally, I liked it. I think it definitely could be better. But yeah, thank you guys for watching my video. Hope you liked this video. I hope you subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me and more reactions about movies like this. And guys, thank you. Have a great weekend or great week or whatever you are doing. And thank you. All right, bye.